wide receiver from Alabama, DeVonta Smith, has been selected number 10 overall by the Philadelphia Eagles after they traded up with their own rival, the Dallas Cowboys. You want excitement? Here you go.
First trade of the draft, division rivals. It's glorious. This is when things really start to get fun, and we got the trade details here. Pretty straightforward here for DeVonta Smith heading over to the Dallas Cowboys. But this move is simple for me. The Giants at 11 were a prime candidate to draft DeVonta Smith because you know what? Kyle Pitts, he's gone.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle, he's gone. Philadelphia needs another weapon on this offense, and they get DeVonta Smith by moving up 2 slots from number 12 overall up to number 10, and the Cowboys get a third. Good for Dallas here to just drop a couple of spots because they wanted a cornerback. Well, J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain went, so they're like, we'll pick up a third for to move down 2 picks. And overall, DeVonta Smith, you pair him now. Jalen Reagor, take the pressure off him. He can be a number 2 type of wide receiver, and I think it's a good move. Justin Fields would have been tempting, but they opt to get a weapon on the outside.
All right, y'all. So who won the trade? Type PHI for the Philadelphia Eagles, or I want you to type DAL for the Dallas Cowboys. Who do y'all think ended up winning this trade? Like, for the Giants to get somebody I'm curious to see who the Cowboys are going to be able to get here at pick number 12. But what I'm really curious is, like, for the Eagles, I get that DeVonta Smith's great. I'm team not trade up for a wide receiver in that position. Like, sure, you still want to be able to build around your offense, but I'm not a believer in Jalen Hurts. So, honestly, man, to move down 2 spots, I think the Dallas Cowboys win this deal.
I think so, too. I think this is really good value for the Dallas Cowboys to move down. But if you're Philly, though, and if you're 95% sure the Giants are going to take DeVonta Smith and he's the guy you want, this is just what you have to do. This is part of the NFL draft. And if DeVonta Smith comes in and becomes a number 1 receiver, no one's going to care that they gave up a 3rd-round pick. Now, on the flip side, it's great for Dallas as well.
Sure. Yep.
This ultimately could end up being one of those win-win trades. Obviously, we won't know for a couple of years because we got to see what kind of player DeVonta Smith ends up being. But obviously, Mitch, you see the numbers on screen. What he did last year, winning the Heisman Trophy as a receiver, which is basically unheard of as it's become a quarterback's award. I like this pick. I'm not worried about the slight frame that much. I think he can be so spectacular in the NFL, and Jalen Hurts needed another weapon.
I mean, he's an elite route runner. He just has this ability to be able to get open. I mean, he just can do all these different things here. So he's just absolutely incredible player. Going to be the number 1 receiver there for the Philadelphia Eagles. And the fact that they were able to trade up was just absolutely incredible. So DeVonta Smith was the number 10 pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. So please go ahead and let us know what you guys are thinking about the pick. But DeVonta Smith is going to be the number 1 pick.
And let's kick it to Thomas Mott on our Eagles-only channel. He will have more analysis of the selection by Philadelphia.
Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now. Before we go ahead and break down the DeVonta Smith pick, baby, let's go! Make sure you guys are subscribed because we're going to break down all the rest of the Eagles picks here on Philadelphia Eagles Now in the coming days. We'll do full grades on all 7 rounds. So far, so good with their first overall draft pick. We're going to break down DeVonta Smith, but make sure you guys are subscribed here the way you're ready to rock for our next upcoming videos to break down the rest of Philadelphia's picks. All right, Eagle fans, here we go. I mean, goodness gracious, what a start to the 2021 NFL Draft for our team, the Philadelphia Eagles, as they get DeVonta Smith, not just at 12. They traded up with Dallas and still got the best wide receiver in this draft. Woo! It is a good day to go ahead and be an Eagles fan, as Philadelphia, with the 10th overall draft pick, takes the Alabama wide receiver DeVonta Smith and add it to what was one of the most bleak wide receiver cores in the National Football League. Philadelphia now has a true surefire number 1 to go ahead and help out Jalen Hurts. So, again, how did we get here, right? They sat at 12, and as you watched the draft start to unfold, it was very clear cornerback was no longer going to be an option. As you saw, Surtain and Horn both go off the board at 8 and 9. And I was sitting there thinking, well, they've got to get ahead of the Giants because the rumor was having that the Giants were going to go ahead and take a wide receiver. And I just didn't expect Dallas to be willing to trade with Philadelphia, right? An interdivisional trade, especially so close in the first round, is just incredibly rare. And then you also talk about what they gave up, right? All the Eagles gave up was number 12 overall and then number 84 overall, their second pick in round 3, which of course is the Carson Wentz trade. And so Philadelphia, presumably, if they don't have any more trades later on, will have still a third-round draft pick going forward here in the 2021 NFL Draft. They get Smith, they trade up for Smith, and honestly, I feel like every single Eagle fan is absolutely pumped about this. My grade is simple. This is an A+. DeVonta Smith was the top target on my board and a lot of people's boards going into this NFL Draft. You can make the argument that Jamar Chase is better, and guess what? He might be. But I never saw Jalen Waddle being better, even though he went earlier at number 6 overall to the Miami Dolphins. You are getting the Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, literally the best player in college football. And if you watched any of Alabama's games over the past, let's just say, I mean, the final stretch of the season and into the national championship game, it's very clear just how big of an impact player DeVonta Smith can possibly be. I am just so incredibly pumped about this right now. Give me your grade on the pick. Right, I'm saying A+. I have zero problems with this. Like, no worries missing out on a cornerback. You get one later on in the draft. I don't care about missing out on Micah Parsons. They already signed a linebacker in the offseason. They got a wide receiver. They're putting their trust in Jalen Hurts. Oh, man, A+. Give me your grade, though, for the Eagles draft pick of DeVonta Smith at number 10 overall in the first round down below right now. Again, it's not the fact that they, could have had a corner, which is important, or could have had a linebacker, which is important. It is the fact that they were able to go ahead and get wide receiver, the number 1 need in this draft. I've been imploring Howie Roseman, don't mess this up. It's very simple. Get the best player available at your biggest position of need, cornerback or wide receiver. And of course, cornerbacks were gone, and they went wide receiver with DeVonta Smith. And as it currently stands, Philadelphia still has a ton of ammo going forward in the next couple of days in terms of round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to continue to add to, presumably, the cornerback spot maybe in round 2, the linebacker spot in round 3 or 4, maybe a pass rusher, who knows. But the fact that they've already shored up the wide receiver position, at least with the first round draft pick, is absolutely huge. And this also makes you think about the fact that they very clearly are putting their trust right now in Jalen Hurts. Like, this is very clearly a, hey, Jalen, we're not going to make the same mistakes we did with Carson Wentz and not give Carson Wentz a true wide receiver after the 2017 season because Alshon Jeffrey was trash after that. This is a clear indication that Philadelphia is all in on the second year quarterback, basically rookie year quarterback out of Oklahoma, and they get the former Alabama wide receiver to pair him with and hopefully create an offense that Philadelphia can really jumpstart into being a great offense in the National Football League. As you currently look at the wide receiver depth chart, you can feel really good that, one, Rager's going to be better than he was in year 1. We don't know how good, but hopefully better than he was in year 1. And then you go Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward, no idea what they're going to do, but we do know that hopefully DeVonta Smith is going to turn out to be a number 1 wide receiver, to the likes of which Philadelphia really hasn't had since Deshaun Jackson. I think he's better than Deshaun Jackson, but that's the time frame you sit back here and you go, when was the last time Philadelphia had a true number 1 wide receiver that would actually scare defenses? And the hope is that DeVonta Smith is going to go ahead and be that guy. The criticism for Smith, the reason that he fell, of course, is that he's small, right? He's like 165, 70 pounds. He's not that big from a wide receiver standpoint, but put the film on. If you're an Eagle fan right now and you are hesitant about this, just Google DeVonta Smith highlights. And don't just watch him running routes and catching passes. Look who he's running routes against. He's running routes against cornerbacks that are taken well before him. J.C. Horn. Look at that film against him at South Carolina a couple of years ago. DeVonta Smith ate J.C. Horn's lunch. It's not like this is a, potentially good young star wide receiver, but is, not battle-tested and unproven. No. This is a battle-tested a wide receiver who's played against a bunch of NFL-caliber cornerbacks during his time at Alabama and is, goodness gracious, just going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, now, Philadelphia sits here with still some needs that are available. I think they could still get a wide receiver later on in this draft. I don't think we can just sit here and be guaranteed that Travis Fulgham is going to be a starter in the National Football League in 2020 or 2021. The hope is that that's going to be the case. But I think you can now look at like cornerback is going to be a big possibility early on in round 2. I think you look at linebacker, even though they signed Eric Wilson, that's still a big need. And then pass rusher. Pass rusher was something that was rumored to potentially be a draft pick for Philadelphia at 12. There were reports that Kwity Paye would have been or could have been the draft pick there. Thank goodness he was not. But a defensive end becomes a very real possibility in the later rounds as well. But again, the main point here is that Philadelphia finally has a number 1 wide receiver, and my one-word reaction to this is just pumped. I'm absolutely pumped right now. Give me your one-word reaction to Philadelphia getting DeVonta Smith at number 10 overall down below in the comment section because, pumped is... I mean, pumped, honestly, pumped is like just an understatement for how pumped I am about this. I'm so excited for the Eagles to go ahead and get DeVonta Smith, and with all the, I mean, technically the lack of weapons that they've had for so long, getting a true number 1 wide receiver, spending a high first-round draft pick, investing in our weapons is absolutely fantastic in terms of Philadelphia. Now, the question is going to be, going forward, can Nick Sirianni create an offense surrounded, of course, starting with a guy like Jalen Hurts and mixing with Miles Sanders and the offensive line, and then now DeVonta Smith and Jalen Reagor? Can he turn the core of young guys that he has? That's important. They're all young. Most of them, if not all of the young weapons, are on their rookie deals right now. Can he turn them into a legit offense that scares people? The pieces are all there, and the question is going to be up to now Nick Sirianni and the rest of the Eagles in terms of the new coaching staff in order to go ahead and make this team from what was the bottom of the league offense the past couple of years, in 2019 with injuries, and 2020 with zero talent. They have the chance to be a lot better this year, and it's up to Nick Sirianni now. Howie Roseman did his job. Howie Roseman had, I mean, it feels like one of his best first-round picks. I can't even remember back to a time when Philadelphia fans were as unanimously as excited about a pick in the first round as they are about DeVonta Smith. Because every year, it's like, who did we get? Oh, Jalen Reagor? Yikes. Well, I hope he's going to be really, really good, but he didn't turn out to be really, really good. I think the unanimous decision here is that DeVonta Smith is going to go ahead and be a really, really great player, and I am absolutely pumped and floored about it. Again, we mentioned round 2. That is going to be going ahead, and we'll react, obviously, to the rest of the draft picks as they come. But round 2 is now going to go ahead and be the focus for Philadelphia and what they can possibly do in the later rounds. Who do you guys want in round 2? Give me some names down below in the comments section, or just a player position as well. Like, I want a cornerback in round 2, and so maybe Asante Samuel Jr., maybe he's gone by the time you're watching this video. Who knows? But give me some names that you want Philadelphia to go ahead and draft in the later rounds of the NFL draft, especially in round 2 as we get closer and closer to that. Again, sum it all up. Fantastic pick. The fact they only gave up a 3rd-round draft pick, which they had 2 to move up with Dallas, is fantastic. They get a weapon, a true weapon for young quarterback Jalen Hurts, and now Philadelphia can hopefully, I mean, revitalize an offense that has been as bad as could possibly be ever since 2017 happened, right? I mean, you win a Super Bowl, you have some glimpses of good offense in 2018, again, up and down. It was better during the postseason than it was in the regular season. Abysmal in 2019 due to injuries, horrible last year due to no talent, and then now, hopefully, can be a top 15, maybe even top 10 offense in the National Football League, led by Jalen Hurts and the Heisman Trophy winner, current and newest Eagle, DeVonta Smith, the number 10 overall pick in the NFL Draft. All right, before we go ahead and end, of course, watch round 2 with us over on our main Chat Sports channel. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV is where we will all be hanging out and breaking down every single pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, including, of course, what Philadelphia is going to do. So make sure you guys are subscribed over there and be ready to go as we get, of course, filming this on draft 1, night 1 of the draft, but more coverage night 2, and then, of course, rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all the way down to the very end. Ultimately, out for today here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. I am your host, Thomas Mott, a very excited and pumped Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.